Survivor games are about to get a whole lot more intense in 2025. From desperate fights against killer machines to grueling battles in post-apocalyptic wastelands, these upcoming open world survival games will test your limits. Whether you're scavenging for resources, dodging enemies, or just trying to stay alive in the most unforgiving environments, these games will push you to your breaking point. Let's dive in to the top 10 most brutal open world games with survival coming in 2025.
A super virus, deadlier than every outbreak in history. Scientists sought a cure, but instead they evolved the virus. World leaders, in their final effort, sent the infected to doomed isolated zones.
If you're looking for a hardcore survival experience set in a war-torn sci-fi world, Dreadzone is shaping up to be a must-play. The game throws you into a vast, open-world battlefield where survival isn't just about collecting resources, it's about outsmarting your enemies. The devs promise intense combat, brutal AI, and environmental dangers that will make every second a fight for your life. But what really sets Dreadzone apart is its dynamic warfare system. Fractions clash over control of different territories, and you're caught in the middle, forced to adapt or die. Your choices will shape the war, and with limited supplies and unpredictable enemy raids, every decision could be your last. Imagine a world where machines have taken over and humans are nothing more than a dying breed. EngineFall drops you into a dystopian wasteland ruled by ruthless AI, where every step could mean death. This open world survival sim forces you to scavenge for parts, upgrade your weapons, and build shelters while avoiding detection from mechanical overlords. The standout feature? Adaptive AI enemies that learn your movement and hunting patterns. No two encounters are the same, and if you're not careful, you might find yourself hunted relentlessly by evolving machine intelligence. If you thought the Terminator was terrifying, just wait until you play this. A lonely, desolate world filled with eldritch horrors and an oppressive atmosphere. Well, sign us up. Silent Desolation is an open world survival horror game that throws you into a Lovecraftian nightmare where reality itself is breaking apart. There are no safe zones, no friendly NPCs, and no second chances. Just you, your dwelled insanity, and horrors lurking in the dark. The game focuses heavily on psychological survival mechanics, meaning your character's mental state affects what they see and hear. The more fear and stress you experience, the more distorted the world becomes. Silent Desolation isn't just about staying alive, it's about keeping your mind intact in a world that wants to consume it.
I have returned from a hell beyond your darkest nightmares.
Let us stay on track, Dankovsky. You abandon everything and rush to a distant town.
Yes. To seek an immortal man. He was dead when I arrived.
The Pathologic series is notorious for its brutal survival mechanics, and Pathological 3 looks to be the most punishing yet. It's set in a plague-ridden town. You take on the role of a healer desperately trying to save the population, or what's left of it. The catch? Time is constantly working against you, and you'll have to make impossible moral choices that will change the fate of the city. Food, medicine and trust are in short supply. The town itself feels alive, with NPCs who react dynamically to your actions. Expect grueling resource management, cryptic storytelling, and a world that actively resists your attempts to save it. This isn't just a game, it's a test of your endurance and willpower. If you've ever wondered what survival would look like in a Dune-style universe, well, Sand is about to answer that question. This brutal open world survival game drops you on a desert planet filled with ancient secrets, rival factions and sandstorms that can bury entire cities. Vehicles and traversal will play a massive role, as you'll need to build, upgrade and maintain your own desert ships to stay alive. Survival isn't just about food and water. You have to contend with other desperate survivors looking to take what you have. Every encounter is high stakes, and if you're not careful, the desert itself will swallow you whole.
A caretaker. Its hands shaped to nurture, its heart programmed to protect. It works tirelessly now, crafting vessels from the bones of a broken world.
In The Last Caretaker, you play as a sole survivor of an abandoned research facility on a distant planet. With supplies dwindling and an ever-present alien threat, survival is a delicate balance between scavenging, crafting and avoiding detection. The game's massive interconnected open world means that there are multiple paths to survival, but also countless ways to die. The game leans heavily into immersive simulation mechanics, letting you interact with the environment in realistic ways. You need to bypass a locked door? Well, hack it, blow it open, or find another way around. Every solution has its own risks though. The sense of isolation and dread is palpable, making this one of the most atmospheric survival experiences of 2025. Survival horror meets open world warfare in Terminator Survivors, where you're thrown into a post-apocalyptic Earth overrun by Skynet's machines. Unlike previous Terminator games, this one fully embraces sandbox survival, giving you the freedom to scavenge, build and fight back against the machines. Stealth plays a huge role, as Terminators, they don't just patrol, they hunt. One wrong move and you'll have an unstoppable metal assassin tracking you across the open world. If you've ever wanted to experience the true horror of a machine-dominated future, this is it. Hurdling offers a unique twist on survival, placing you on a scavenged prehistoric world where you must form bonds with wild creatures to survive. You'll have to hunt, tame and lead your herd through brutal landscapes while fending off predators, rival survivors and extreme weathers. The AI-driven ecosystem is what makes Hurdling stand out. Creatures behave dynamically, forming packs, migrating and even rebelling against you. It's a brutal test of leadership, survivor, and resource management in a world that doesn't care if you live or die. From the creators of Frostpunk, the Alters take survival to a whole psychological level. Stranded on an alien planet, you must create alternative versions of yourself to assist in survival, but these clones have their own thoughts, desires and conflicts. Managing them is just as dangerous as surviving the world itself. The game explores the morality of survival, forcing you to make hard choices. Will you sacrifice one of your alters for the greater good? Will your other selves turn against you? It's a mind-blending take on the survival unlike anything else.
For those who do. Awaken. The desert wants you dead, Off-worlder. If the sands don't take you, the storms will swallow you whole.
And the most ambitious survival MMO of 2025, Dune Awakening, lets you fight for survival in Frank Herbert's iconic sci-fi universe. Sandworms, spice, warring fractions, this game has it all. You'll have to manage water, build alliances, and master the art of survival in an ever-changing open world. With brutal PvP mechanics, emergent storytelling, and an unforgiving desert setting, Dune Awakening promises to be one of the most intense survival experiences ever made. So guys, there you have it, 10 brutal survival games that will push you to your limit in 2025. So, which one are you most excited for? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon for more epic gaming content. And until next time, stay alive out there.